everyone, it's Coach Fred here, and I'm back with part B of points, lines, and planes. And we ended our last video on array. An array was just a piece of a line that extends infinitely in one direction. It has a distinct endpoint. And so we're going to pick up with that. Array, really think of array like the sun. And the sun is the endpoint, and the rays shine off of it, okay? Now, let's review, because I gave you three pictures here. I gave you a segment with some point number letters on it, array, and a line. So segments, we would say A, B, and we would use the segment symbol above it. You must include that symbol, okay? Array, you start with the endpoint, in this case A, you pick any point on the ray, B, and you put the ray symbol above it. So it's a piece of a line with one arrow. A line, you pick any 2 points on the line, in this case A, B, and I use the line symbol. I could also write that BA. I could write line segment AB. I could write that BA. But I cannot change the way I write the ray. The end point always has to come first. All right, let's take on some more vocabulary, okay? I know there's a lot, but we've learned about collinear points, coplanar points, line, segment, ray, and opposite rays. These were actually, and rays. Today we're going to talk about opposite rays, okay? So, opposite rays are just that. They're rays that go in opposite directions. However, opposite rays form a straight line or a straight angle. And so here's an example. Here's a ray going this way. Here's a ray going this way. Look, they form a straight angle. You see that horizon, that 180-degree angle? They form a straight line. They could be going in this direction. We're going to be looking for opposite rays a lot because straight angles help us calculate different things, okay? All right, so now let's try and put this all together. We want to name 3 points that are collinear. So that means collinear means they are on the same line. So if we look at this, we have a bunch of different points. We could say that L, M, and N are collinear. We could say points K, M, and P are collinear because they lie on the same line. Okay, so now we want to name 4 points that are not coplanar, meaning they are not on the same plane. Okay, so that could be something like LN and KP. I couldn't make one plane through those points. Name 3 points that are not collinear. Well, like R, M, and N are not collinear. They are not on the same line. Now, they can create shapes. They're just not on the same line. All right, now we want to draw. We want to do some drawing. So we're going to have to be good at drawing figures. A lot of times figures aren't given to you. You have to draw them. So if I want to draw 3 collinear points, I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to label those points right on the line, A, B, and C. So now I can see 3 collinear points. All right, draw D, not collinear with ABC. So that's a point not on the line. So maybe right there. If I wanted to draw AB, just draw a line any direction with the points AB on it. Okay, if I want to draw ray BD, got to be careful. The endpoint has to be B. I could put it in this direction. So there's D and there's B. Doesn't have to go in the direction the ray is pointing, the symbol is pointing, okay? Segment CD. Here's C, here's D. And there's a segment. Now you notice I put arrows at the end of them. If I use the segment symbol, then I don't want to put those arrows. I don't need to. Now I can, and can still describe CD with the symbol sign. Okay? Opposite rays. Okay, so we would say that AB, ray AB, is opposite to ray AC. They have to have the same endpoint if they are opposite rays. Okay? All right, so now we can draw things. A big thing that comes up now when we're talking about all these different lines and planes is intersection. So here's a yucky intersection somewhere. You can see that we've got a crosswalk going this way, and that crosswalk intersects with this crosswalk. We've got the streets intersecting. Lots of traffic. Gosh, it looks like someone's going to hit a couple of cars. It looks like there could be a couple accidents. but the intersection of two figures is the set of points that are in both figures. In both figures. And intersect basically means to cut through, or where the lines are equal to each other. Now let's talk about this. So how many places then could two lines intersect? Okay, well here's a line, and here's a line. So they could intersect in one place. All right. Well, you might be saying, well, wait, Coach Fred, I know that when we did systems of equations in Algebra 1, two lines could actually intersect everywhere when they're right on top of each other, and that would be, they intersect everywhere, which would be infinite solutions. But that's a very special kind of line. So we're going to be looking at this, and that's a point of intersection, okay? I'm going to review sketching intersections of lines and planes. We are going to have to learn how to sketch figures. So if I want to draw two intersecting lines at a point, I can just draw two intersecting lines. If I want to sketch a line that intersects a plane in one point, okay, that can be harder. Now, I could draw just a parallelogram, because sometimes we do that with a plane. And if I wanted to draw a line through it, I can go to the center of the parallelogram, go straight up. So that line is actually going through it, almost like a piece of paper where I stuck a pencil through it. If I put a dot below it all the way to the outside of the parallelogram, that means that it's going straight through the parallelogram, but it's only intersecting the plane in one point. All right, when I want to sketch two planes that intersect, I love to use a cube or a prism. Okay, so watch. If I make a cube, I'm going to make a square. I'm going to go to the middle of the square. I'm going to go up a little bit, over a little bit more than the side, down to the middle of the other side. And then I'm going to connect the sides. And so I just drew a three-dimensional figure. I'm going to dot the places that are hidden from view. So the planes intersect. This is a plane, the front of the cube and the side of the cube, they intersect here. Okay? And remember, we said that those go on forever, so two planes intersect in a line. Now I know the picture looks like a line segment, but remember, we're talking about planes. They go on forever, so they would intersect in a line. I always look at the corner of my room when I think about that, because those are two planes. The walls are two planes intersecting, and they're intersecting. I can see the crease in the line, okay? Now, if I want to draw two planes that don't intersect, I could also draw the cube, but this time I'd be looking at the back and the front, or the top and the bottom. They would never intersect. So two planes that don't intersect would be called parallel. All right, I'm going to stop there, and we're going to pick back up here tomorrow. But if you need to go back and review any of this, you should. And also, I suggest you go to the Quizlet and spend about 10 minutes making sure you know this vocabulary, because it's going to really be the basis for the whole year. All right, have a great day.